Hello folks, my name is Maruti Makwana and I'm back with another dose of Azure Cloud Learning. This time we are focusing on AZ-104 track, which is actually Microsoft Azure Administrator track. If you are planning to get certified in this particular track, well, these videos are actually for you. Also, if you are someone who belongs to infrastructure side and you want to take care of different Azure infrastructure services, you want to focus on virtual machine, virtual network, load balancers, application gateways, and then maybe inter-site connectivities, then this is a track which is perfectly matched for you. And today I'm going to start with the first module of AZ-104, which is focusing on Administer identity. Understanding identity in Azure Cloud is very important topic, and that's the reason we are starting with this particular topic. Remember, after every module, you are going to have minimum one or sometimes more than one labs also associated with that. So just make sure once you understand the concept, you should also go through the videos which are focusing on the labs associated with that. Because if you want to get a crystal clear clarity on these concepts, you have to focus on the practical labs and the steps associated with that. Still, if you have any doubts, you know you have your friend Maruti here with you, so you can just put a questions in the comment of this particular video and I'll make sure I'm going to be there to reply to those questions. So with this, without wasting time, let's get started with the first module, which is Administrator Identity. In this particular module, we are going to focus on three things. We are going to understand what is Microsoft Entra ID. We'll see that what kind of objects are associated with Microsoft Entra ID. We will focus on creating, configuring, and managing identities with Microsoft Entra ID. And as I said, at the end of this, we also have a lab which is associated with this particular module. So let's understand what is Microsoft Entra ID is. In this case, first we are going to focus on examining Microsoft Entra ID concepts. We are going to focus on what is the difference between Microsoft Entra ID and ADDS, Active Directory Domain Services, because this is one of the biggest confusion of those who are actually coming from an on-premise infrastructure background. We'll compare this thing. We'll also compare different versions of Microsoft Entra ID like Microsoft Entra ID P1 and P2. And then we are going to also focus on something called self-service password reset. This is it. Let's get started with the first one, which is what is Microsoft Entra ID? Well, definition says that Microsoft Entra ID is a cloud-based identity and access management service that your employees can use to access external resources. For example, resources which includes Microsoft 365, the Azure portal, and maybe thousands of software as a service kind of applications which are associated on cloud. Microsoft Entra ID also helps you to access internal resources like apps on your corporate intranet, and any cloud application which is developed by your own organization can also be associated with this. That's the reason Entra ID can take care of user identity, application identity, and even device identities also. As you can see in this diagram, we are basically focusing on centralized Microsoft Entra ID, which is connected with your virtual networks, which is maybe giving you a secure resources which are associated with some specific managed domain. Or on the other hand, we actually have our users which are coming from our on-premise Active Directory. Remember, those on-premise users can be synchronized with their passwords, without their passwords, depends upon the configuration which we are going to do with this. And then Microsoft Entra ID can have a connections associated with your on-premise Active Directory. On top of which, you can actually apply multi-factor authentication, conditional access kind of additional logic to get better control of security in your hand. In order to understand Microsoft Entra ID properly, you have to understand multiple concepts which are associated with that. Like the first one is identity. Basically, when you say identity, it's nothing but an object that can be authenticated. As I said, identity can be associated with user, it can be associated with application, or it can be associated with the device also. Second thing you have to know is account, which is nothing but an identity that has a data associated with that. So you can have user account, something like that. You have Microsoft Entra ID account, which is nothing but an identity which is created through Microsoft Entra ID or another Microsoft cloud service. This will be a unique identity by which Azure and Entra ID can identify this unique identity. And then you have one important word which is associated with that, which is known as tenant or directory. Most of the time, tenant or directory is going to be the root of your Entra ID. Basically, this is going to be that connection which you have provided with your primary domain or directory. Basically, tenant is nothing but a dedicated trusted instance, and this is automatically going to be created when your organization is going to sign up for a Microsoft Cloud Service subscription. Now, if you are an individual user, you are using Azure subscription like a free subscription or something like that, maybe you will have a default directory associated with your personal email ID. But in organization cases, they are going to associate their organization specific domains in that, and based on that, they'll be able to integrate with Microsoft Entra ID. Microsoft Entra ID is underlying product which is providing the identity service. So basically that's the reason the term tenant which is associated with this is going to mean that a single instance which is representing a single organization. Suppose if you have multiple organizations which are connecting with Microsoft Entra ID, each one is going to have a separate tenant with the unique tenant ID associated with that. Now you are going to understand this thing better when we are going to do the lab part. But remember, every tenant can have associations with multiple domains, and that's basically going to create a unique tenant ID associated with that. So basically the term tenant or a directory are often interchangeable. Do not get confused with this throughout this course. If I say directory or tenant, more or less both are the same things. And under tenant, you're always going to have something which is known as Azure subscription. That is basically that logical boundary which is used for billing purpose. So when Microsoft is going to charge for a specific cloud services which you're using, you have to take care of those things based on the subscription. In that also, we have different types of subscriptions. We have free subscriptions, we have student subscriptions, and we have paid as well as organization specific subscriptions, which can have a different kind of configurational features available inside that. Now let's come to a very important point where people compare Microsoft Entra ID with the Active Directory domain service. They basically ask this question that how is it different than my organizational Active Directory, or how it is different than the ADDS Active Directory domain service. Well, first thing which you need to understand is Microsoft Entra ID is primarily an identity solution. And that's why it is actually providing a managed service associated with Azure Cloud. You can manage users, groups, policies, and everything under one umbrella. You are also able to deploy ADDS with virtual machine using Azure, means that you can manage the deployment, configuration of virtual machines, patching, and other backend tasks. Now, this is something which is basically giving you the control of that thing under one umbrella. Above all, this is a cloud hosted thing, and it is allowing you to query this particular API related objects using REST API, HTTP, and HTTPS. Also, when you're using HTTP or HTTPS kind of a protocols, it can allow you to support different kind of a security authentications like SAML, WS Federation, and maybe OpenID Connect for your authentication and authorization. All these features are actually making Entra ID special than compared to normal traditional ADDS. It also includes a federation service and many third-party services such as Facebook and other integrations with that. Microsoft Entra ID is going to be managing users, groups, and is going to be creating that in the flat structure. And there are no organizational units, there are no group policy objects kind of things in this. Basically, that's the biggest difference. In your traditional ADDS, you're going to have OUs, organizational units, and your group policy objects, but those kind of things will not be available in Microsoft Entra ID because this is going to be a flat structure on which it's going to be storing all the objects. Hey guys, sorry for interruption. My name is Maruti and I'm here to make a very important announcement. I hope you are liking our videos and you're doing a continuous learning with us on an Azure Cloud and AI related topics. If you are enjoying this thing, I'm going to announce SkillTech.club, which is our upcoming website, which is going to be launched very soon. We are here to tell you one thing, that everyone who is a subscriber of this particular channel will get Azure Cloud and Azure AI related certification courses free of cost in SkillTech.club. So you will be a part of the SkillTech.club kind of a membership automatically free of cost. And everyone who's a subscriber of this particular channel will get those benefits which are available in that. So what are you waiting for? I request you to please subscribe to this channel and share it with your friends and families if they are also interested in Azure Cloud and AI learning. That's it from my side. Now you can carry on with your learning. Thank you. Now let's compare different flavors of Microsoft Entra ID plans which are available to us. As you can see here, we have a free version also, which is giving you very limited kind of functionalities with this. But then we also have Microsoft Entra ID P1, Microsoft Entra ID P2, and very recently we got something called Microsoft Entra Suite. Now, as per this table, you can understand that there are certain features which you will be getting only in the premium versions. For example, role-based access control and role-based conditional access. All these configurational options are actually available with premium Active Directories only. As well as if you're focusing on something called privileged identity management, PIM, which is very important for many organizations, or maybe you want to take care of some advanced identity governance, these kind of things will be possible only with the premium P2 or with Microsoft Entra Suite with that. Now, obviously, most of the time, if you're learning Microsoft Entra ID, you are not the person who will be deciding that which Entra ID plan is what you're going to choose. Your organization is going to decide that. So just check which particular Entra ID plan you are using currently in your organization, and according to that, you can use and take advantage of these features. Now let's understand another important concept before we move on to the next part, which is self-service password reset. Basically, self-service password reset, or formerly known as SSPR, is a mechanism provided by Microsoft Entra ID where users will be actually capable to do the password reset by themselves. In this case, administrators are going to configure and they can provide different methods for the users by which they can actually do self-service password reset. They can integrate with email, phone number, or maybe multiple question answers using which SSPR can be possible. Okay, now let's focus on create, configure, and manage identities with Microsoft Entra ID. In this particular module, we are going to focus on how can we create user account, how can we manage user account, and then obviously for multiple users, how exactly we can create a group and then we can manage multiple users with that. We can also assign licenses to users and groups, which is an extra topic of this particular module, which will not be covered in the practical lab. But yes, if you can do that, that will be great. And then we have a demonstrations and some kind of a summary associated with this thing. That's what we're going to focus. Let's focus on this screenshot first. Now, as you can see right now, I'm showing you a screenshot which I've taken from the Entra ID. And this is showing you that this is a section where you can actually have multiple users. Remember, when you notice the user, there is a user principal name which is visible here. That user principal name is going to show you that whether this user is actually part of that particular Entra ID as a member, or it's a guest user, or maybe this is a user which is synchronized from an on-premise Active Directory. This information you can get it from the principal name, and then you can get more information about that from the next column which is mentioned, which is showing you whether this is a guest user or a member user. Remember, each user account has additional properties which are also associated with that, which I'm not showing you right now in the screenshot. Now, when we do the lab, we are going to manage users, we are going to create users. So obviously at that time we'll understand better. If you focus on this screen now, it's showing you that you actually have two different kind of user creation options. You can create a member user by just following the create user option, or you can actually invite user who's maybe belongs to some existing Entra ID or an organizational Active Directory ID, or maybe some personal account email ID also you can add it here. When you invite user, that user is going to become a guest of this particular Entra ID tenant. If you want to add a user or if you want to invite a user, remember you must be a global administrator or a user administrator to manage them. So this is something which is a role which is known as administrative role, which has to be associated with your account. Then only you will be able to manage users. This screen is actually showing you different kind of groups which we have created for users. Now obviously depends upon the requirement. We can create multiple groups and then each group can have multiple users associated with that. Basically, we have two types of group. We have security groups and we have Microsoft 365 groups, which are associated with your M365 account. We also have different kind of membership types. We can have assigned membership, we can have dynamic user membership, or we can have dynamic device kind of a membership, which is also associated with this. You can see right now, I'm showing you three different groups here, and each of these groups are having assigned membership type, which means that we have assigned certain memberships with them. Also, we have given the meaningful names to the group so that we can understand what kind of users will be inside that. Now, let's talk about assigning a licenses to your users and groups, because this is totally based on what kind of an Entra ID you are using. So maybe you are having Microsoft Entra ID, which is a free service, or maybe you have some additional functionalities based on premium P1 and P2 licenses. You can actually view the license plan and plan details. You can set the usage location for the parameters inside that. You can assign licenses to users and groups, and you can also change license plan for users and groups, or you can remove the license. Obviously, there are a couple of additional configurational features which you will get based on which kind of an Active Directory or which kind of an Entra ID license you are associated with. If you are using Office 365 kind of a paid cloud service licenses, you can have additional benefit for each user and group which is requiring a separate paid license. You can configure that thing with O365 kind of a licenses with that. Now this is again one of the important thing, that if you assign the proper license to users and groups, then only based on that is going to get the privileged access associated with that. With this, we are done with the discussion of the first module. It's the time to start our lab. So I request you to just check out the next video, which is going to be the first lab of this particular course. Thank you.